Hi, we're out for a bike ride. Caroline, you've got your e-bike, I've got the Sonder, but I thought it'd be a good idea to let you know what's coming up on the channel, what sort of rides I've got planned. So I know it appears that I never have to work or do anything and I live a life of luxury, but it's not quite the case. I am quite privileged, I'm lucky, I'm in a good position, but I do still have to work, and to that end I can't be on long trails all the time. So the plan was to get some work in over this summer and then do some shorter trails, 3 or 4 day bikepacking trips, but I've just come to the conclusion that I'm not really that interested in those. I like the challenge of longer trails. I like point-to-point rides specifically, and I've decided, spur of the moment really, to do the GB Divide as my next ride. It's June the 10th at the moment, and I'm thinking of starting around about August the 1st. I haven't done much research on this. Ross has put together loads of information for me, and I think we'll go over it together during this ride. What a beautiful place this is though. I just got the drone up. Unbelievably, it's survived. It's really windy, but I thought it was worth the risk. So we'll go for a bit of a ride, show you around. This is a beautiful area, and when we stop next we'll go over some stats for the GB Divide. Very posh school, has its own observatory. So unlike the road-based Le Jog, Land's End to John O'Groats, the GB Divide goes through England, Scotland and Wales, and amazingly 50% of it is off-road, which frankly, if you're familiar with Britain and you know how populated it is, how condensed everything is a miracle. It really surprises me. But of course that appeals to me because I like being off-road. Apparently there's lots of single track, some proper rocky trails. It sounds really interesting. Hi. So I got some notes here. Apparently this route is raced annually as GB Duro. I'll have to look into that as well. A 4-stage race spanning the whole length. So let's do some stats. It's around 2,000 kilometres, which is 1,240 miles. It says here it takes around 3 to 4 weeks to complete. I've already said that 50% of it is off-road. There's a scary stat in here. There's 27,000 meters of climbing, which is 88,500 feet. That makes this the hilliest route of all the ones I've done so far, even hillier than the GDMBR. The GB Divide 13.5 meters per kilometre of climbing. The GDMBR 10.2 meters per kilometre. The Tour Aotearoa 10.8 meters per kilometre, and the Trans Am 9.7 meters per kilometre. So yeah, more climbing than I thought. So let's look at some highlights along the route again in my notes. So it starts at Land's End, which is the south of the UK. So you're going northbound. I don't imagine you have to, but you know, if that's what it says, that's what I'll do. So we got Cornwall and Devon, lots of coastal climbs, granite trails, moody moorscapes. So then we get into Wales, and many riders call this the most remote, rewarding section. Of course it is, because it's in Wales. I'll be able to stop in, see my mum on the way. I'll see you there, mum. I'll see her before then. Don't think that I don't go and see my mum very often, because I do. And then we get into the Peak District in the Pennines. It says here, climbing through Hope Valley and onto the roof of England. Sounds dangerous. Shouldn't be climbing onto roofs. It's got expansive views and exposed weather. And then we get into Scotland, reaching the Cairngorms, looping through rugged moors before descending to John O'Groats. And that's where the ride finishes. So you're probably all familiar with bikepacking.com. They rate these routes, and they've rated this a 7 out of 10 in terms of difficulty, which is higher than the GDMBR. And some notes from the creator. So basically, the creator of the route, not the creator, you know. They've sought to utilise the versatility of all-road bikes by designing a route that links GB's most remote off-road riding via small roads, following the most direct natural line possible. Just sounds like a nice route. It's ridiculous really that I've ridden so many long trails and not done anything in the UK, so this will put that right as well. And it feels like it's the right time. It makes sense. I've sort of written off the UK for rides. I don't know why. I think it might be because I've seen a lot of the UK, so it doesn't feel quite so exciting. But this sounds like a really good route. So they recommend bikes with 40 to 50mm tyres, but I mean, I guess I could take the Kona, but I'm not going to. I'm going to take the Sonda. I know it's slower, it's definitely slower on the roads, but it's more comfortable off-road, definitely more capable. And it's the same, as I always say, I'm not in a mad rush, you know, I don't need to be doing huge miles every day. So I'm quite prepared to forfeit a little speed on the roads for comfort on these rocky trails, which I'm expecting. Also with the pinion gearbox, it's easier for maintenance and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, I'll take the Sonda. So there you have it. That's the GB Divide. I don't know if I said earlier, but I'm planning on starting August, beginning of August, maybe August 1st. I'll have my tracker on. Now you all know, if you watch the channel, that I love meeting up with people when I'm out on these rides. So if you want to come out and ride with me for sections, or you want to meet up with me and say hello, or bring me beer, or put me up, or give me a place to camp near to the route, just let me know. I am always up for that kind of stuff, and I think it's going to be awesome to meet some subscribers in the UK. I've met many American ones, so yeah, it would be nice to meet some UK subscribers. So that's it. That's the end of the video. I know it's a short one, but I thought I'd announce it. If you want to follow along when I do this ride, then think about subscribing down below. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And yeah, there'll be some more videos before then, obviously, but I wanted to give everyone as much notice as possible. Also, it's good for me because it gives me some sort of target, an aim, and I'm looking forward to this one. Anyway, we're going to carry on our ride. Yeah? Yep. Okay, another 50, 60 miles?
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. Bye.